Individual differences in intelligence. In the everyday world, the ability to solve practical problems is generally regarded as an expression of intelligence. Intelligence, like many other psychological traits, seem to be distributed in the population in such a way that most people make scores in the middle range, while only a few people make very high or very low scores. Individual differences in intelligence refers to the fact that people vary in their ability to learn, reason, and solve problems. Before going to the details, please remember to subscribe this channel if you are new here. Do watch other videos in the channel, share it with students and those who love learning psychology. Thank you. So what are individual differences in intelligence? It refers to the idea that people differ in their cognitive abilities such as reasoning, problem solving, memory, and learning. Intelligence is a multifaceted construct, and researchers have identified different dimensions or types of intelligence, such as fluid intelligence, which is the ability to solve novel problems, and crystallized intelligence, which is the knowledge and skills acquired through experience and education. Individual differences in intelligence. It can be measured through standardized tests such as IQ test. It provides a numerical score that is compared to the average score for a person's age group. Intelligence is a complex trait that is influenced by multiple factors such as genetics, environment, education, culture, etc. Therefore, the individual differences in intelligence are a product of both nature and nurture. Now let's see various causes of individual differences in intelligence. First one, gender difference. During childhood, there are few impressive sex difference on intellectual tasks. Although girls do show an early and increasing superiority in verbal behavior, differences become more noticeable about the time of adolescence. Girls and women generally do better on tasks that call for verbal expression and fluency, the perception of details quickly and accurately, and rapid, accurate manual movements. Boys and men surpass female on spatial, numerical, and many mechanical tasks. Gender differences in verbal ability and spatial reasoning can be seen in a workplace setting. For example, in a field such as engineering or architecture, males may tend to excel due to their spatial reasoning abilities, which are important for designing and visualizing complex structures. On the other hand, in a field such as marketing or public relations, females may tend to excel due to their verbal abilities, which are important for effective communication and messaging. Second cause of individual difference in intelligence is home environment. The intellectual environment of children of professional parents is quite different from that of unskilled workers' children. Specific factors in the home seem to relate to differences in mental ability. Examples of the home environment's effect on intelligence might include a child who grows up in a household where parents provide educational toys and books and regularly engage in educational activities with their child. This child may develop stronger cognitive abilities than a child who grows up in a household with limited access to educational resources. Alternatively, a child who experiences chronic stress due to family conflict may have lower cognitive abilities than a child who grows up in a more stable, supportive environment. The third cause is race. An example of how race can impact intellectual development and performance can be seen in the educational achievement gap between different racial and ethnic groups in some countries. For example, in United States, students from racial and ethnic minority groups such as African Americans, Hispanic, and Native Americans tend to have lower average academic achievement scores than their white and Asian counterparts. Then environment. Socio-economically favored groups score higher on intelligence tests. Children who are malnourished may experience developmental delays that can impact their intellectual abilities. Exposure to environmental toxins such as lead or pesticides can have negative effect on cognitive development. Access to quality education is important for cognitive development. Children who grow up in supportive, stable homes tend to perform better academically. The next cause of individual difference in intelligence is genetic and environmental influence. Intelligent behavior, like any other behavior, is the result of the interaction of genetic and environmental variables. Genetics and the environment both strongly influence the development of IQ or intelligence quotient. Some people apparently are born brighter than others, but certain environments foster intellectual development more than others. There is a long debate on the role of genetics and environment on the intelligence of a child. Few research studies have claimed that the genetic makeup of an individual cannot be overlooked when assessing intelligence. Genetics plays an important role in determining the IQ level of a child. On the other hand, few pieces of research have shown that external factors separate from the genetics and heredity also play a part in the intelligence of a human being. The family environment in which the child is raised also plays an important part. Recent research developments have highlighted that genetics and external environment factors interact and intermingle with each other, shaping the intelligence of an individual. An individual is a byproduct of his or her genetic makeup and the environment in which he or she is raised. Family trends such as low socioeconomic status have an impact on the IQ of the children. In order to change that, there is a need to look at the programs and measures that can improve family behaviors or at least improve parental behavior to the child. In this video, we have learned the individual differences in intelligence and what are the causes for these differences. Hope you liked this video. We'll see the assessment of intelligence in the upcoming video. So please share and subscribe. Thank you and keep smiling.